Yo, what's kicking everybody? It's your boy C-Bay here, and man, oh man, is it Pokemon Day. We just had a new trailer drop for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, and despite being a short 3-minute trailer, oh boy, is there a lot to unpack here. There was so much information given, or at least there was a lot that we could speculate from what was shown. It wasn't a lot, but somehow it just feels like there was a lot. And so I just want to make a short little discussion video talking about some of the points I want to bring up that I think a lot of people are asking questions about. Because, like I said, there wasn't a lot explained, but in the short amount of time that we got to see, it raised a lot of questions. So I just want to talk about some of that. Starting first, we're going to talk about some of the smaller details, the nitty gritty, and that is in the graphics. I've heard not too many people complain about it. Obviously, the first reveal trailer was pretty rough. It didn't look too bad, but this trailer definitely stepped it up leagues from what that first trailer was. I think, in my opinion, this is one of the best Pokemon games look-wise that we've had, and I know I've said that about Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I think this is slightly better than Legends Arceus, and that's only because of the art style. This has much more of a cartoony feel to it, whereas I feel Legends Arceus was going for a more realistic idea, and it was executed okay, but it definitely could have been better. And I know it's hard to create a realistic looking game, but I think they did the best with what they could. I still think this game is leagues better in terms of the way it looks, first and foremost. And I know there's still some rough patches, but I don't think it's gonna be a make or break thing. The other thing I want to address is that people have been asking for voice acting in Pokemon games lately, and honestly, I don't really see the reason why Pokemon should do voice acting. They've never done that before. I don't really think it adds that much value to a game. Personally, I wouldn't want them to add voice acting because, some people say it's an immersion thing. To me, I like making my own interpretations of how characters sound and their personalities and such. So, for me personally, I don't really care about voice acting. But there is something that I do think might be a make or break for this game. And that's how we encounter Pokemon. We did see in the trailer shots of the trainer kind of encountering Pokemon in the wild, and it kind of seems like a mixture of Legends Arceus and Sword and Shield with the wild area. We did see that the trainers do crouch, so I'm wondering if it's kind of going to be like a mixture where they kind of blend the two together. I know a lot of people were wanting to see more Legends Arceus style where Pokemon could attack you and you have to do more dodge rolls and stuff, kind of making it more of a challenge, more fun and immersive, as I mentioned before. I think they're leaning more towards Sword and Shield this time because of the narrative that's going on with this. In Legends Arceus, it's more set up in a time where people in Pokemon were like two separate entities and they didn't really get along with each other. They were just kind of feeling each other out. So there was a lot more hostility between the two. Whereas in this time period, I would say they're a lot more adjusted to each other. So it doesn't really make sense for wild Pokemon to attack humans as frequently as they do in Legends Arceus. So that's kind of what I think. We did also get to see the battle screen, the battle. It's kind of a more sleek looking version of what I've seen in Sword and Shield, in my opinion. I think it looks nice, but as I mentioned before, it kind of also blends itself with Legends Arceus. One thing I noticed was the health bar of the wild Pokemon was shown above the Pokemon in the name itself, just like in Legends Arceus, as opposed to Sword and Shield, where normally, or in older games where normally the health bar for the opponent Pokemon is in the corner and your Pokemon's health bar is in a corner. So maybe that'll be a little bit different. Maybe in double encounters or horde encounters might change the game, like again Legends Arceus, who knows. Something that I found interesting was in the co-op play. We haven't really seen co-op play in Pokemon, and I think this is one of the biggest things that people are talking about. What is the co-op play going to be like? What is it going to entail? And I honestly have no clue. I mean, as far as multiplayer experiences go in Pokemon, we've mostly been delegated to just battling. Like, case in point, the biggest contender for like co-op play was, I want to say, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, where you can have a second controller or second player take a controller and just kind of move around in a hub world and just kind of mess around, and you can also take them in battle with you, so it can kind of be like a 2v1. I know some people didn't really like that, but it was a nice novelty. It was scaled down in Sword and Shield, where yeah, if you connected to the internet, you could see people running around the wild area. You can you can communicate with them and do trades or max raid battles, and that was pretty cool. But I don't think either of those kind of play are involved in this game, so I'm kind of curious as to what the multiplayer is going to look like in this. Now I think it's time for what everybody's here for, and that is the new Pokemon. Holy cow! These new Pokemon designs, and even the trainer designs, are some of the best looking designs I've seen in a long time. I fell in love with the Pokemon trailers shown in Sword and Shield, the reveals of certain regional forms. We didn't really see any of those. We saw a couple of like early route Pokemon, and of course we saw the legendaries. Oh my goodness, those legendaries are probably the most fire looking legendaries I have seen in a long time. I really liked Zacian and Zamazenta, don't get me wrong, but these two give a vibe that I don't think any other legendary pair have ever given me, or at least hasn't given me that vibe in a long time, since maybe Gen 5 or Gen 6. So I don't know, I'm just taken aback. And of course, the professors. I don't really want to talk too much about the professors, but have y'all seen the professors? My goodness. I also think the trainer designs, the customization in this game is going to be off the chain. We are seeing so many different hairstyles and different looks that we haven't seen before. I really like the direction Pokemon is going with their character customization. They are really branching out and going to lengths that I haven't seen. They're being more original, and I think those original designs are really taking it to the next step. Going along with that, and the professors, the legendaries and so on, version differences. A lot of people were questioning, why do Pokemon still do the two versions of the games? Like, why not just sell one? And honestly, I feel like version differences don't get enough credit. I know it's a lot to fork over an extra $60 to get the same game just for a few different exclusives, but I think they've been handling it very well the last couple times. Especially with the case in like Sun and Moon, where you had the night and day mechanics between the two. Sword and Shield had two different gyms for each game. And considering a mechanic that I think a lot of people are predicting, which is kind of like time travel, it kind of alludes to this with the professor's designs and the cover art legendary designs, that there's kind of like a time travel or time difference thing going on here. The theme is phenomenal. It is kind of interesting that they follow a time theme after Legends Arceus, which is literally like made to be time essence, you know? It makes me curious what this is all about. And finally, I just want to touch on this whole open world concept. Like I said, Pokemon Sword and Shield didn't really do open world like we thought it was going to do, and that was fine. Pokemon Legends Arceus was probably the closest to open world as we've gotten, and it's kind of there, but it's not there. This Pokemon game is the first true one that they're advertising as open world, which I'm hoping that actually means one map and you get to travel as freely as you want, which may have something to do with how the co-op gameplay works. But then I have a question though. We haven't seen Ride Pokemon yet. And considering this is an open world game, again, akin to something like Legends Arceus, probably bigger, we don't know the size of the game, it kind of feels interesting that that's something that we haven't seen. People are suggesting that the legends themselves are kind of themed to different vehicles or transportation devices. Like, you have the Scarlet Dragon Koraidon, which is themed to a motorcycle, and you have the Violet light cycle type of spaceship-esque thing, Miraidon. So I'm wondering if travel is how travel is going to work in this game in the first place. Are you gonna have to go everywhere on foot? I don't think you will. I mean, Pokemon has literally always had some form of transportation. They threw different methods of transportation in the game. So I'm curious what that mode of transportation is going to be for an open world game. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to talk about in this video. Like I said, I'm super excited. I wasn't really sold on this game before, and we still don't know a lot about this game, but just this one trailer drop has shown me a lot of possibilities, and it's really kind of raised my hopes for this game again. I didn't really have much high hopes. I didn't really have any hopes at all for how this game was going to turn out, but this is kind of giving me hope that this game could be something very promising, something that blows Sword and Shield or Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl out the water. I mean, if it has any merit on like Legends Arceus and how impactful that game was, I'm hoping this will be something that's even better somehow. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below all your thoughts and opinions on the game. What are your favorite new Pokemon designs? What are some things and theories that you have about different gameplay aspects or different storyline aspects that could possibly play a role in the future? And I will see you guys next time. This is your boy C-Bay the Roo, and I'm signing out. Peace, guys.